Hi guys. So May Day's coming up and Cinco de Mayo. May Day is, we celebrate all the flowers. The idea came from England. Your history teacher will teach you about that. But I just like it because it's an excuse to get flowers, give flowers. And Cinco de Mayo is a very special day that Mrs. Lindsay, I'm sure, will tell you about in Mexico. But a lot of people from Mexico live here. And we like to celebrate right along with them. I mean, we Californians, any reason to party, man. So what I did was I made these. And they are actually something that you could use for May Day or you could use for Cinco de Mayo. And they're eggs. They're eggs and they're filled with flower petals. Some of them have Fruit Loop cereal in them. Some of them have rice in them. This one I made look like a thistle. And I didn't even color this egg. This egg came in this green. And what I did was this. And I make some of these every year. They're fun. Sometimes brides who I know who are getting married like to order them from me, and they'll give them to people so that at the end of the wedding you can run around, break them over each other's heads. Because what started out as something to show a boy you liked him at a dance where the girls asked the boys to the dance in Mexico, ended up becoming an all kind of party thing. What the girls would do is they would make a basket of colored eggs and they would break out the top and they would fill them with confetti. And then they would put a little glue around there and paste a little piece of tissue paper over it and bring them to the dance in a basket. And the boys would line up there and the girls would line up here, and the girls would go over, and whichever boy they wanted to be their date for the night would smash them over the guy's head, and that marked him as theirs. And then they could dance the rest of the evening away. And it was just a fun thing to do. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's just an empty egg. But I thought, you know, I could take this one step further. My family celebrates Easter, so I like May Day. That's pretty good. And I love Cinco de Mayo. I've been to a lot of Cinco de Mayo parties, and they're too much fun. So I decided to make up a kind of Cinco de Mayo celebration thing. These eggs would be called Cascarones, and it's so easy to make them. These are those sticks that you skewer meat on in the barbecue, and I showed you how to blow out eggs. And all you have to do is this. Just make the hole bigger. Like that. And then, on the end of this, I made flowers. I make up my own flowers. I like to make roses. There's some roses. I like to make daffodils and thistles. They're kind of pretty. And then I had this nifty basket. I put some styrofoam in it and some of this straw stuff called, what is this called? Excelsior? No. I forget, but you know. And I just stuffed some inside so it looks like hay. And it looks kind of pretty. But now all I would have to do with this is make a flower that would close up this hole. Make something fluffy. It could be one of those flowers you made with Miss Witchman. Remember how you've made those flowers, some of you before, with the tissue paper? Or you could glue a silk flower on the top of this. Or you could just get a bunch of strips of tissue paper and put a rubber band around it so it looks like crazy hair. Whatever will fill up this hole that you like. And all you have to do then is put this through the egg. The flower will fill up the hole. You put a dab of hot glue right there and presto, you have a cascarone that you can whack somebody over the head with, and it won't hurt them, and it'll make them laugh, and everybody will be happy. Now, I never put paper in mine because then you have like paper pollution all over the place. So like I said, I put Fruit Loops in them. You could put Fruit Krispies. You could put dried flower petals in the microwave. Remember we talked about that? You could dry some flower petals and put those in. Dried lavender, rice for a wedding, or even birdseed, because the animals would eat that. And, I mean, sky's the limit. You could come up with your own ideas. Raffia. That's what that's called, raffia. I knew it'd come to me after a while. So this is my creation. I actually made this a few years ago. These are getting a little bit faded. So I have to figure out, you know, who in my family wants to have these and who wants to use them. Cascarones. It's spelled C-A-S-C-A-R O-N-E. And if it's more than one, there's an S on the end. Try one at home. It's not that hard. Come up with your own ideas. You need this, and some kind of flour and a hot glue gun. Not too hard. I hope you make some.